Well, hey there. Welcome to the update for November 12th, the week of November 12th, 2017. And if you recall, last time I talked about how I'm going to kind of up things a bit instead of doing the occasional hikes I was doing, especially since I was training more for distance than for things like just kind of cardio exercise and stuff. And I had been stuck for a long time at around 270, and then I backslid to 275. So gain of 5 pounds just all the way back there. I did that last week. I got out Monday through Thursday. I did 3 miles Monday, 4 miles on Tuesday, 5 on Wednesday, and another, was it 3? A little over 3 on Thursday. So that's somewhere around 15 miles there. Friday, I didn't get a chance to get out because we headed out on Friday with the Boy Scout troop that my son is in, and I help semi-lead. We headed out for a camping trip that lasted all weekend. So Friday I didn't get out, but on Saturday we did a project for the Army Corps of Engineers up at New Hogan Reservoir, and that was kind of cool. What we ended up doing was kind of doing some trail maintenance. They have a trail there that they wanted, any kind of stuff that was overgrowing the trail, they wanted clipped, but there really wasn't any. It was actually a very nicely maintained trail. So we picked up trash. We got rid of some mistletoe that was growing on the oaks there, because for those of you who don't know, that's a parasite plant. If you let it go too much, it'll kill the trees. So we trimmed that and stuff, and that ended up being going down the trail and then out to a parking lot and then back along the shoreline of the reservoir. I ended up getting about 3 miles in there. So that's about, what, 18 miles for the week, and almost everyday walks. That's cool. We're going to be doing more stuff, but that's cool. But I got, so about 18 miles in there, and so hopefully that's going to work. I'm still doing the 2-week thing. I said I was going to do it for a month, and that's going to be the month of November. Still doing the 2-week thing, so it's not a weigh-in time yet. I haven't even peaked. I know I got to admit that even though we were camping, when we camp with the Boy Scout troop, and it's not backpack camping, we're camping at a campsite. The Army Corps of Engineers is nice enough to provide us with some nice campsite and stuff. We ate pretty well. I got to tell you what. I mean, we had hamburgers at one meal, and mac and cheese with hot dogs in it another meal, and French toast for breakfast. We did pretty well, I got to tell you. But I tried to watch my portions, counting the calories and all that kind of stuff. But I'm just hoping that more activity, more exercise helps. So I'm shooting this on Monday, on the 13th, and I haven't gotten out yet. But when I pick up my son in the afternoon, because he wants to keep up with his cross country skills and keep his shape going, his physical ability going. I think he wants to do a little running this afternoon, and it's supposed to rain starting about 4 o'clock. So I'll pick him up about 2, and we should be able to get in. He'll get in a little bit of a run, and I'll get in a walk for a certain amount. And so I'll get some in this afternoon too. But that's going to be my goal, is every day I'm going to get out for at least a couple of miles. I try to shoot for a minimum of 3, because again, it's no longer about the distance. It's just getting the cardio, just burning some calories every day, burning calories, not just a couple of times a week. And I'm hoping to dislodge where I was stuck. I have to make up that 5 pounds that I backslid from, so I got to get that out of the way first, and then hopefully break through the 270 mark and keep on going. That's what we're going for. Then a couple other things that are coming up. I'll be doing a separate video on this, but just kind of throw it out there for those of you who might not watch the other videos or whatever. I've decided, I keep talking about one of my goals is, the PCT, the Pacific Crest Trail. And I probably won't do like the whole thing all at once. I'm going to do it in large chunks. you know, 5, 6, 700 miles at a time. And some people are like, that's a large chunk. Yeah, it is. And for other people who have done the whole trail all in one fell swoop, you're like, okay, whatever. But, you know, hike your own hike, and at the moment right now, that's my hike. So I kind of mentioned that. Well, see, the thing is, though, I've never been on an actual through hike, which is a hike that takes more than a couple of nights. I mean, the longest I've ever gone out is about, I want to say, a 4 or 5 nighter on backpacking. And we just carried a crap load of food, and we were able to filter water and all that kind of stuff. Through hiking, you're getting into having to find places to resupply your food pack and all that kind of stuff, and you're out for, you know, 2 weeks or more. So I've never done one of those. I don't even know if I'm going to like it. So I don't want to make these grandiose plans where I'm going to do 700 miles and start out doing 700 miles and get to day 6 and decide this is just not into it. I like backpacking, but come on. You know? You never know. People do that. So I don't want to get too crazy with the plans until I really know that I like through hiking. And one of the best through hikes that I have heard to start with is the Tahoe Rim Trail. And that's not too far from me. That's only about a 2.5, 3 hour drive for me to one of the trailheads. And so that's probably what I'm going to start with. My first through hike will be next year. I'm going to shoot for late spring, early summer. But it kind of depends on the kind of winter we have. But Tahoe Rim Trail will be my first through hike. And we'll go into other details when I finally get that settled and figure out when the actual date is going to be. That'll be my first through hike, and it will be next year. And I have another slightly longer day hike planned, and I've kind of put the call out there already online. And I'll put it out here on YouTube as well. If anybody who is in my area wants to join me, I am going to hike from the Sunol Regional Park to the Mission Peak Trailhead, which is it's just west of me, heading towards the coast. And for those of you who don't know, the Ohlone Wilderness Trail kind of goes through there, and it's a really cool trail that you can end up doing, I think, a total of 30-something miles on it. But I'm just going to do that section, and that's supposed to be a really cool section. It involves, it's an 8 mile, a little over 8 miles, 8.5 miles or so of a trail. Has some good scenery going through the coastal hills heading towards the Bay Area Hills basically, and you end up going across from Sunol across the ridge, Fremont Peak, which has great views. Apparently you can see San Francisco and everything down into its trailhead, which is in Fremont, California. So 8.5 miles, but with a significant elevation change, so there's going to be some climbing there. So it's a challenging trail. It's supposed to be about a moderate thing. It's not supposed to be too bad, but you know, it'll work you. And so I'm looking forward to that. I've already got a few people on Facebook who have said they're interested. It's just a matter of getting the date in. And I'm shooting for that around January. That's what I'm going to shoot for there, is January on that one. And we'll keep you updated on that. Other than that, folks, that's pretty much what we got going on. I am hoping that getting out there every day and doing some calorie burning is going to get me past the point that I'm kind of stuck, and we'll see. And then other than that, I've got some stuff planned coming up next year. Depends on how our winter is. I'm still going to try and get out and do little walks and just fun stuff, local area out here. But really, most of the bigger stuff is going to be after New Year's. And that's what we're going to go with there. So thanks a lot, as always, for hanging out, checking me out, talking to y'all through this camera, and you guys have a great week, and we will see you next week.